Edging for the tape. Flags are up and they're off over 3 1/4 miles. The 9-runner bar 1 Betting Bobbyjo Chase, 18 fences to jump. They make the descent from Ballyhack. Intense Raffles the Grey, runner-up last year. Just shades it on the approach to the first. From Answer to Cave, Stellar Story, Leggy Watson. Slow in the air there was Answer to Cave, gave a place to Spanish Harlem. The first of 3 ditches at which the leader's just Stellar Story. Another slow jump by Answer to Cave is now near to the bag. Stellar Story, Leggy Watson and Spanish Harlem, the leading 3. Gone up to them as Intense Raffles with a couple of lengths to Gerri Colombe, who's followed by Answer to Cave. 3-card Bragg, Captain Cody. Trailing the field in these early stages is Grangeclare West. Making tracks to fence number 3. Tied for the lead between Stellar Story, Leggy Watson and Intense Raffles. Now taking a lead is Spanish Harlem, followed by Gerri Colombe and 3-card Bragg. Answer to Cave, Captain Cody, 2.5 to 3 lengths back to Grangeclare West. Making the run to fence number 4, Leggy Watson, Stellar Story and Intense Raffles, they're abreast. Tracked by Spanish Harlem and then Gerri Colombe and that one stable companion, 3-card Bragg. Wide of them is Captain Cody. Up the inner is Answer to Cave. Over 3 lengths back to Grangeclare West as they rise at the next. And it is Stellar Story heading for fence number 5 before the straight. Leading narrowly, Leggy Watson and Intense Raffles. To the outside is Spanish Harlem as they take that fence on the approach to the straight. And it is Stellar Story, Leggy Watson, and in by the rail is Intense Raffles. Tracked in first time by Spanish Harlem and then Gerri Colombe and 3-card Bragg and Answer to Cave. Captain Cody and a little bit closer in last place is Grangeclare West. They straighten for fences 6 and 7. Closely grouped. In the middle of the fence, Stellar Story. Over the far side, Intense Raffles. On the stand side is Leggy Watson. They're spaced across the track. Being followed to fence number 7, the fence nearest the stands, by Gerri Colombe. As they jump this one, it is Stellar Story over first from Intense Raffles and Leggy Watson, followed by Gerri Colombe, who's taking closer order, and then 3-card Bragg. Spanish Harlem has dropped a place or 2, and then Captain Cody, Answer to Cave, and Grangeclare West. On up the run and they come, with the circuit to go and 11 more fences left to jump in the graded bar 1 Betting Bobbyjo Chase. Soon at the halfway stage, Stellar Story and Danny Gilligan with a narrow advantage over Intense Raffles and J.J. Slevin. In third is Leggy Watson and Sean O'Keefe, followed up to the bend by Gerri Colombe and Jordan Gainford, then 3-card Bragg, Jack Kennedy. On the outside of that pair is Spanish Harlem and Danny Mullins as they go to fence number 8. On the inside is Answer to Cave and John Shinnick, and then Captain Cody, Brian Hayes, with continuing the back mark of Grangeclare West and Paul Townend. On to the next ditch. Stellar Story, Intense Raffles, not much between them, followed by Leggy Watson. Gerri Colombe and 3-card Bragg, tracked by Answer to Cave with the back 3. Captain Cody, Spanish Harlem, and Grangeclare West. Continuing on rising ground to fence number 10, they've passed the halfway stage. And it is Stellar Story continuing in the lead from Intense Raffles. 3-card Bragg jumped up on the outside of Gerri Colombe, followed by Leggy Watson, who's lost a bit of ground. They're followed by Captain Cody, Answer to Cave, Grangeclare West, and now trailing is Spanish Harlem. Over the next fence along the side of the track. And it is Stellar Story, Intense Raffles, the leading pair, being followed with 10 furlongs to go by Gerri Colombe and 3-card Bragg. Round them is Leggy Watson, then Answer to Cave. And then Grangeclare West, Captain Cody and Spanish Harlem as they return to their departure point. Another 7 fences left to jump. Little between Stellar Story and Intense Raffles. Moving on by 2.5 lengths to Gerri Colombe, contesting third with Lecky Watson. In between those two is 3-card Bragg, followed by Answer to Cave, and then Captain Cody, Grangeclare West, and Spanish Harlem. Just over 5 lengths covering the lot as they jump the fence, which was their first. Captain Cody far from fluent there. On to the last ditch. 6 fences from the finish. Stellar Story still puts in a good shift. From Intense Raffles jumping back up on terms. Then Gerri Colombe, who's moved after them in third. 3-card Bragg, Answer to Cave, Lecky Watson, and then Spanish Harlem, Grangeclare West, still being weighted with the tail end of the field, along with Captain Cody. Making the bend inside the final 7 furlongs with 5 fences to jump in the bar 1 Bobbyjo Chase. And it is Stellar Story by 3 parts to Intense Raffles. A length back to Lecky Watson, who's improved again on the outside to just go third from Gerri Colombe, and then 3-card Bragg, Captain Cody, Answer to Cave, Grangeclare West, and being eased out of the race is Spanish Harlem. Heading to the 4th last fence, Stellar Story from Intense Raffles, then Gerri Colombe, 3-card Bragg, Lecky Watson, tracked by Answer to Cave, Captain Cody, and Grangeclare West. For the jump, and it is Stellar Story up there in front from the very start. From Intense Raffles, joined for second by Lecky Watson, then 3-card Bragg, improving steadily is Captain Cody, followed by Gerri Colombe, and then Answer to Cave and Grangeclare West. The fence homeward bound 3 from the finish, and it is Stellar Story into this one, as they have got less than half a mile to go. Stellar Story being followed by out wide Lecky Watson, Intense Raffles, pushed along on the inside of Gerri Colombe, followed by Captain Cody, and then comes Answer to Cave, 3-card Bragg, and Grangeclare West. They turn in with 2 more fences left to jump. And it looks wide open. Stellar Story from on the left, Intense Raffles. Going between them is Gerri Colombe, followed by Answer to Cave and Grangeclare West. Snapping at their heels, Captain Cody is next. They're in between the final 2 fences, and Gerri Colombe strikes the front, followed through by Grangeclare West, and then Stellar Story, who's been knocked back to third. Then Answer to Cave, the final fence, and the Bobbyjo. Grangeclare West made a mistake. It's Gerri Colombe up the run in from Grangeclare West, who's having a real go on the inside the final 200 yards, and right from the back of the field it is Grangeclare West and Townend who are going to snap a long losing run in the Bobbyjo. Grangeclare West pulls away to score. Gerri Colombe second, Stellar Story in third.
Well, Ruby, I'll let you talk about this. We've been talking about all the way around. That's one of the reasons why Paul Townend's been champion jockey on multiple occasions.
One of the reasons you probably should never doubt him, Kevin O'Ryan. He picked Grangeclare West, but he took no part in the contest. Crept around behind everybody. He was 7-2 with question marks on whether he'd handle the ground or not. He was best in, but he didn't even know he was at the race until he stood into the last fence. He snuck down here behind Gerri Colombe, who's running an incredible race too, Kevin. Some improvement in him in 3-star Gerri Colombe. But as they go to the last here, the only mistake Grangeclare West made, it could well have cost him a Grand National, a mistake at the last year, but as soon as he lands, he picks up, and now he realises he's in a horse race. Slips through on the inside of Gerri Colombe as they go through where the last fence will be at Easter time, and he quickens away to the line to win. But everybody had to go at some point in that race, Kevin. Everyone got involved, bar the winner, who only landed on when it really counted. Here he is at the back. I thought Answer to Cave was travelling well beside him in the yellow Stellar Story with the blinkers on and run a solid race in front. Lecky Watson showed a little bit more life today than he showed at Leopardstown. Captain Cody's jumping left a little bit to be desired in the orange of the blue cap. He made several mistakes down the inside. Fusel Raffles. Intense Raffles even. We'll go with him. Take two. He just seems to be a little on the decline a bit at the moment, and he was one of the first ones that was struggling. Actually, Spanish Harlem, of course, had pulled up. He ran no race at all. But 3-car Bragg is going backwards here in the blue with the white hoops. He didn't run since Newbury in November time, and he felt the pinch early, but Paul Townend just kept sneaking away in the Cheveley Park colours with the blue cap. Pops the second last, gets on to Jordan Gainford's tail on Gerri Colombe as he gets the better Stellar Story. Answer to Cave has run solid. Captain Cody's jumping and starting to catch up with him. Intense Raffles is plugging away better than I thought he did initially. Lecky Watson has faded, but to the last fence here, and Grangeclare West doesn't get overly high, but he gets out through it. and he just quickens up on the inside then, and Gerri Colombe to go away and win. But it was a really good ride. He just crept around, bided his time, and delivered him where he counted. We watched him do it last Saturday
In Perry Pass.
in Perry Pass in the Red Mills, and he's done it again this Saturday in the Bobbyjo aboard Grangeclare West.
He didn't take parts of the rest, did he?
No, he just snuck around, let everybody else get competitive, let everybody else burn each other off, and he just kept following and following, and comes at the last one standing. And in this ground, usually the last person off the bridle wins the horse race, and he is the last person to come off the bridle. So he is.
Took a fair chance at the last.
He was lucky at the last.
Gerri Colombe Connections will be delighted with him. He showed, I thought, plenty of enthusiasm, reverting back over hurdles after a no-show and a year off in the Savills. That was in the Galmai, and he stepped forward from that again.
He most certainly has. In fairness to him, he's coming back. He's a work in progress, and every run, each run has been better, which you'd love to see. From the Savills to the Galmai to the Bobbyjo, stellar story. And to the Cape, I'm sure Connections will be delighted with him too, as he plugs away there to finish fourth. But there is your winner, Grangeclare West, up near the top of the weights in the Grand National. And a drier surface at Aintree in April will most certainly suit him.
Willie Mullins lands his 10th renewal of the Bar 1 betting. Bobbyjo Chase, 10 out of the last 11, has gone the way of Claus Sutton. Fine, Paul Townend right.
Yeah, Grangeclare West has won. Gerri Colombe showed plenty, and it's a 2-3 for Gordon Elliott, but it's gone to Willie Mullins. Grangeclare West will carry £2 more than last year when not beaten too far. Mistake at the last, as Kevin touched on in that race as well as here, but he's gone on to win. Grangeclare West wins the Bobbyjo at 7-2.
Yes, we walk back in with Paul Townend, 10 out of 10. Credit where credit's due. It's a Paul Townend masterclass. Was it? You're the only one. You let them all go at it. You didn't take part for 3/4 of the race and got involved at the vital time.
Heavy ground. I thought we did go a good strong gallop. There was going to be no hiding places, and I was on the classy animal, and it was just on that ground. I thought it was a matter of getting a rhythm and keep jumping. It wasn't the plan to be back there, and I'm glad it worked out.
You look confident from a long way out.
I could be. I was getting that feel off him. He was handling the ground, which was my concern for him. On ratings, he was entitled to beat them snugly like that, and he did, yeah.
Was it a hard decision for you? I know hindsight's great now. You look at it now and you can say, no, it wasn't. But on the run-up to the race, was it a hard choice for you? No, your heart, the winner, was the highest rated of years.
Yeah, I tried not to overthink it and just went with him. And if he'd to leave a poor run behind him not that long ago as well. But I kind of just looked at it as in, if I rode one of the other ones and this lad won, how silly would I look? So, look, it's great and it works out.
And obviously, first win, I know he's had time off as well, but first win since 2023.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah, and he's been keeping good company and running well in them races. So, yeah, that'll do him the world of good. And he's a grand horse. Yeah, you caught me in the hop now. I didn't realise he hadn't won in so long, but like, he's a brilliant jumper and he's been keeping top company.
Brilliant jumper. Bar for that last, he took a fair chance at you, same as he did in the English National last year. That might have actually cost him the race.
It might have done, yeah. Yeah, I was anxious. I didn't want to get to Gerri Colombe too early, and maybe I just wasn't decisive enough at what I wanted him to do at the last. But you could trust him now. He was after figuring out a lot of fences up to that. So,
well done.
Thanks, Kev.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.